Let them know with Joe episode or season. What is it? Season 3, episode 2. We got the wonderful, the outrageous, the wise Mister Mike Syfax. You have a middle name?
Yeah, man.
Is it Jay?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Joseph, bro.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Michael Joseph Syfax and Joseph Daniel Martinez here
There you
on
go.
the show. Welcome, bro. Good to have you. How you doing? How's your day
I'm
going today?
man, my day is pretty even today, bro. But I'm
Yeah,
good. Yeah, I'm good.
that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you here. I haven't talked to you in a long time. We caught up a little bit last week,
Yeah.
but it's been a while. We met in Hillsong, Australia, in college.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of want to know, bro, what was your first thoughts about me when you first met me? Because I know people have different things, and people always say I'm pissed off all the time, or
Really?
they usually say that I'm really funny. So I don't know. I'm just kidding. But what was your first thoughts about me?
Well, I just got there.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I was tired.
I get that.
Tired. But anyway, I guess my first thoughts about you is I just thought you was like, what I call big country.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I thought you was big country, bro. But like big country in a way, like, big country's always as like super lovable person.
Yeah,
They big, they can squash anybody, but at the same time they're a super lovable person, bro.
yeah. I love that,
I
bro.
thought you was big country. You was super helpful, and you just like down for the cause, like whatever. What are we doing?
I was
And
DTF, bro.
and you know what? Yeah, you were.
Down to forgive.
So, uh, your flat that you had when you first got there, it
hmm
was Nick Orton,
Yep.
right? And it was Min
Yep. And Andy.
and Andy, right?
Yeah.
And so I stayed at your flat until my flatmates came back from the powerhouse event.
Oh, did you?
Until yeah, I didn't stay there overnight, but I stayed there until they got
Oh,
in that night.
okay.
Because so once Lester and Jimmy came back in, I stayed at your flat until they got there. And
Oh,
dude, I remember everybody was like telling me not to go to sleep. And I remember dozing off at your flat. I was on the floor and I dozed off, bro. And no one knew about this, but I woke up and didn't know where I was. And I kid
oh.
you not, I had the craziest panic.
That's real. Because I guess when you first land in Australia, they say stay
Yeah,
up until at least 10 p.m. just to make sure and try to get your body clock set for
exactly,
there. But you
exactly.
fell asleep a bit earlier, huh?
I dozed off, man. Y'all let me
Well,
doze off,
you wake
and
up as
man, I
some
woke up
random.
and I was like, what the like, bro? Like this is I was and I like for me, my nature, like I always got an escape route,
Yeah,
right? I know what bag to get, and I know how to get everything in there real quick to get out, right?
interesting.
Well, and I like and my whole time when I was living born and raised in Detroit, but living in New York, my whole time, like I always had an escape route home. Like I always flew on my aunt's like her buddy passes because of
Yeah,
Delta. Man, there was no buddy pass to get me back there.
yeah, that's true,
And man, I was just stuck, bro. I was like straight up had a
bro.
panic
Why
attack.
why do you always have that? Is that always been a thing for you? Like always like an escape route or something like that? It's always been just
My like whole escape route thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm still digging that stuff up.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm still digging
We
that
we
stuff up.
we we can chat about that next time, bro.
Okay.
Once you've conquered that and figured it
Yeah.
out. That's cool, bro. That's so funny, man. Actually, just thinking about sleep this morning, I woke up from a dream. I've had some crazy dreams lately, but I had a dream last
Same.
night
Good.
that I was hanging out with Tom Brady. It was so random, bro. And
Wow. Big
we were,
country, bro. Big
bro,
country.
legit. And it was so cool because he was down to earth, and we were just like, it
Yeah.
was like two of us hanging out. We went trying to find lunch and just hanging out, driving in his truck. And you're like, bro, this is fire. But I've had some
Nice.
crazy dreams lately, bro, and I don't know why. Like
Really?
it's been
Are
crazy.
you
Like
remembering them all?
and yes, I remember them, bro. And
So
I
in college I was kind of like the dream whisperer, right?
really well, bro. These have been
Do
some
you remember?
crazy ones. Like, but about other people, like about my brother. One of them was about my brother and just stuff that I don't know, man. It was weird, bro. And like, I just felt so real. And I woke up the next morning. I texted him. I was like, bro, I had this dream, and I told him everything about it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I mean, it's kind of weird because it's some personal stuff that
Yeah,
that
of
him
course.
and his wife have gone through.
Yeah.
Not in the marriage, but just in life. And he's like, wow, I definitely didn't feel that way at all. But he's like, thanks for telling me. I'm like, cool, no worries. Like,
Yeah.
I said it's either like something really real or I just really had bad gas that night because to be honest, I had a really bad gas that night too. But
Yeah.
it was crazy, bro. And I had another dream that same night actually about this girl, and I hit
Mm-hmm.
her up and I kind of told her some stuff too. But it's just crazy, bro. Like I don't know. I usually never dream. I usually never dream,
Really?
bro. I never do. Like, and if I do, I don't remember the dreams, but
Okay.
these felt
Well,
super real.
after this talk, you know, you may want to share some of the details with me so I can help you a little bit, you
I'm
know,
down, bro.
decode, you know.
Hey, let them know with Joe. We always talk about what we're drinking. So what are you drinking tonight, bro? Talk
All
to
right.
me.
So I actually let me grab the bottle real quick.
Okay, go grab it, my man.
So my bad, that was loud as
You're
hell.
good, bro.
Anyway, so this is a Whistle Pig Piggyback,
Okay.
100% rye, age 6 years. Yeah.
Where's it from? Where's it made? Does it?
Actually, it is. Yeah, I don't know. Where is
It's
this
interesting.
from?
I wonder if I was wondering if it was like maybe local or something.
No, it's not local.
Is
It
that
says imported from Canada.
oh, Canadians, man?
Uh, but oh, I think it's bottled. It's bottled in New York, but imported from Canada. That's weird. I don't get it. But
Bro, I had that same beanie. I mean, pretty much the same.
for real,
Who's it by?
this is the H&M one.
Oh, I have this one.
Oh yeah, that's a who was that again?
I forget the name of them. Um, but they're like they have two local shops here
Okay.
in the Bay. Cool. Yeah, I'm drinking a single malt Scotch whiskey, and you need to turn off that dang watch, bro, before I start.
No, Ross putting it on did not disturb. I was
Oh, I
like, dang
love
it, I
that, bro.
forgot to
Turn that
mute
off. Yeah,
that
no,
word.
you're
Yeah.
good. I'm drinking. I always have trouble saying this word, Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich. I
Glenfiddich.
don't know. I'm just making stuff
Single
up.
malt Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
I finished the bottle. There might be a little bit left in there, but I
So I
just
got
poured the.
this I got this memory.
Uh
So it was like the end of college, right?
oh.
And you was talking to you we was at this taco place. And so like no, not taco, it was a pub,
Okay.
and it was like some of the trainers taking like
Yes, I
the
remember
guys
this.
out,
Uh huh.
and you came and it's talking about how you got wasted after you got your after your last day.
This is not true. I don't care what you say. I don't support any of that
and
stuff.
and
And
you
mom and dad, if
list
listening to me, this is not true.
you listed everything. You listed everything you had. Yo, I swear, bro. Grant Clausen looked like he could have sliced your neck
Oh
off.
man. We it was funny because we actually the night or the day before graduation, me and my roommates, we went to like the bottle shop and we just bought a bunch of like liquors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I took a video of them and I sent it to Jordan Haley. And I said, bro, it's going down tonight, baby.
It's
For those that don't know,
rebellious.
Bible college, you're not supposed to drink during Bible college. So
Rebel without a cause.
yeah, for sure. Bro, such a good time out there, man. I loved it. Um, but like I said, great to have you on. Speaking of, you said you had Jimmy as your roommate. Actually, Jimmy, I just recorded with him the other day.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
So gonna be glad to have him on.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Jimmy's a good guy.
He is, bro. I forgot y'all live together.
We did for a brief while. But yeah, we did. Yeah, we lived together. We were like the only songwriters in our house. So we would try to collab every now and then.
Oh yeah, we're definitely get you to sing on this sometime soon
Mm, mm,
in a bit. Well, you and I could do a duet of what's that song? Amazing Grace, bro.
uh, okay.
Um.
Yeah.
Anyways, so where you from? Talk to me about where you're from exactly, and like how it's been growing up in where you grew up at.
Okay. Well, if I mentioned earlier,
Yep.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born in Henry Ford Hospital.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I grew up in Detroit, man. It's that story of, I grew up in a definitely industrial type city, but also a very musically talented city.
Right.
Um, I grew up in a very I grew up in a very politically corrupt city, and yeah, it was interesting growing up. For me, growing up, I never felt like I found my pocket, and um, it's interesting how many things I discover that I can do
Right.
and what's available to me. Um, but I never discovered it when I was younger. And it's just like it's growing up in the city. Sometimes you just don't get to see all the things that you can do, but all the things that you see around you, you think that's all you can do.
Right.
You know, so it was pretty interesting. But I I did some really cool things. Like my mother, she was a hairstylist for like 30 years,
Wow.
and saw her do a lot of cool things, like those hair shows and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mother used to do those hair shows, and I used to see her like on stage and put this whole like creative like display together and like performance with her hair models. And so I grew up watching her do that, and that was just
Oh,
always super impressive for me. My dad, he is an auto body mechanic,
I mean,
and
if you're from Detroit, you got to be doing that, right?
exactly. So my dad's an auto body mechanic, and his specialization was his like the way he painted cars.
Wow.
So my dad knew how to trick cars out. Like he'd put like cool designs in your car and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And yeah, so and that's coming like now that I'm older and looking back, I'm like, dang, both of my parents are actually designers in
Yeah.
some,
Very
in a
creative.
more trade type of, realm, but both of my parents are designers.
Yeah.
And so that I didn't had a realization until like maybe 2 years ago.
Wow. That's super cool. And like when you say that you're just now figuring out like stuff that you thought you could never do, why do you think, in your younger years you never either thought you can do it or just it never even occurred to you? You know what I mean? If you can even
Yeah.
answer that.
It's not even like that I didn't think I could do it. It's just that I didn't know that that existed.
Right, right. Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
know? So I live in Michigan. Michigan is a beautiful state. It's so much. You have the city and a few cities in
Right.
Michigan, and you have the country, and you have the Great Lakes, and you have trails and wildlife.
Right.
But all I knew was Detroit
Right. Okay.
growing up. Okay. I didn't learn about all I can do in Michigan until I met Michiganders in Australia.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing even like for us Americans, where we go to Australia and then you have all the Australians that have done so much more in the US than what we have
Yeah.
done. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they've gone to like the Grand Canyon, they've done all this stuff in the United States. And for us, we're like, bro, I'm from Texas, so I've done stuff in Texas and
Yeah.
I've gone to a few other states, but I still have yet to go to the Grand Canyon, and
Exactly.
it's pretty crazy, bro, that we can be somewhere but not fully experience so much of it. And I think
Yeah.
that can speak for a lot of things, bro. It's so crazy about that.
Exactly.
Wow, that's very enlightening.
Yeah.
Um, so when did you go to New York?
I went to New York a year before 9/11.
Wow. So you were there during 9/11.
I was there. I was graduating for the whole barber cosmetology thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was graduating that day.
Wow. On 9/11.
and on 9/11, and of course I had to graduate a few days later. But I was living in Harlem with my cousin, and I got on the A train to head down to my school was in Brooklyn.
Right.
So the A train has to pass like the whole financial district, which is like World Trade Center and stuff like that. And yeah, we were stuck in a tunnel for like 45, 50 minutes. And then
Jeez.
once we got to like 59th Street, Columbus Circle, we was told to exit the train. And yeah, man, when I got out, I saw all these people running around like crazy. And like, it was like, this is back in the day. I'm like it was payphones.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And so people are lined up like
How old are you, bro? Far out.
so exactly. So check this out. This is a little like side blur. So
Okay.
one day, you know how like church always be trying to marry people off
Oh yeah, all the time.
and advertise their singleness,
Yeah.
their availability, right?
Believe me, bro, I'm single right now, and that's all I hear all the time in church.
So it was a frontline event, and Mary Capper was the comment like the MC. And so she no, it wasn't Mary Capper, it was April Miller. That's right.
Okay.
So April Miller was the MC, and she was like, "So Michael, you're single, blah blah blah." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "How old are you?" I was like, 27. Dude, I'll be 40 in June on June 20th.
Really?
Yeah.
So how old were you then when you said 27? You were what?
I was like 33, 34,
I'm
something like
dead, bro.
that.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
but you definitely don't look it at all.
I know.
That's so crazy, bro.
I know, man.
I
It's
hope and pray
like,
I can just I don't know, look
bro,
like I'm
man,
27 when I'm
I
38.
thank God for my genes, man. I really do.
That's amazing, bro. By the way, he's talking about whenever we were in college and we had a services for frontline, which is an age group that's like, I guess,
It's like,
26
yeah,
to
and
30
to
something,
so yeah, whatever.
whatever. So and they call them out on that. But bro, that's so funny, man. So right now you're 39.
Yeah, I'm 39 right now. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So, what was I talking about again? The
Because I was in sixth grade whenever 9/11
yeah,
happened.
yeah. So yeah, so that's anyway. I just was walking up and down Broadway and walking back to my cousin's house to get home.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's crazy, bro. I didn't even know that you were there during that.
I was, man. That was like my first year.
So you were there, and then after that, how long did you stay in New York for?
I went back home um twice. I went back home twice, and I think the longest time I stayed there was from 2005 until it was time for me to come to Sydney, which was 2014.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow,
that was the longest I stayed in New York. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
right.
I still have yet to go to New York.
It's a
I
wonderful
really,
place.
I really want to go, but of
It's a
course
wonderful place, man.
can't go right now. But I will someday.
No, I still have dreams about New York.
You have dreams?
Yeah, and it's weird. I have dreams, and in my dream, I'm asking like, "Where's everybody's mask?"
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I see people without their mask in my dream. I'm like, why they don't have a mask
But they didn't wear a mask then.
on? But yeah, this
You
is
know
my
what's
dream.
crazy? I don't know about you, but whenever I see like news and stuff and or anything,
Hmm.
I'm always thinking about like if someone were to do what they did now, it would be so crazy because of the whole pandemic. Like, okay, let me give an example. So like I was watching, I don't know if you've seen Impractical Jokers.
I've seen it before.
Well, I watch a lot of highlights during while I work because it's super
Hmm.
funny and keeps me entertained.
Hmm.
And there was one where he was like fake sneezing,
Yeah.
but like letting it go everywhere and not not worrying about it. I'm like, bro, if they were to do that right now, man,
Dude,
people would get so mad. And like you
I just
couldn't do
had
that.
this. I just had the same thought because for my 40th birthday, I want like a big country good time. So
Let's
what I
go.
mean by that, I want a crawfish boil,
Yeah, wow.
long ass table
Yeah,
with all the fixings,
yeah.
right?
Come on, bro. That's
I
amazing.
want that. That does. I don't think people gonna be ready for that for my
You don't think
birthday.
so?
I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't
I
think
think they
people will be
will,
ready.
bro.
I
I would
hope
do it for
so.
your birthday, bro.
You
I would
would?
do it. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
All
100%.
right. Yeah,
If
man.
I'm invited to your birthday party,
You're invited.
I'll do it,
Everybody
bro.
invited.
I've never been to Detroit.
Man,
I would
it's a
love to
dope
go.
place. Yeah.
By the way, Detroit, one of my favorite kinds of pizza. I mean, come on. Can't believe I brought that up yet, man.
Man, that corner slice. If you ever at a party or at a get together or dinner with somebody and they order Detroit style pizza, run to the
To the
box.
corner. You got to
Get
run
the
to that corner,
corners.
bro.
The corners is like
It's the
fire.
best. It's the best.
Yeah.
So you did barber school or cosmetology
Mm-hmm.
school.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you graduated that, you were kind of doing that for a bit, cutting hair,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I did that for a bit. I worked in like a few places. Not a few. Hey, let me stop lying. I worked in a lot of places.
Yeah, right.
I get hired, quit, go somewhere else, quit, go somewhere else, quit, on repeat. I
Why'd you
honestly, I
quit?
well, the old Michael would just remember I told you that whole runaway thing.
Yeah,
I just let stuff go. Like
yeah,
in
fair.
some first sign of difficulty, like I'm out. But it served me in a way. It did not serve my ability to stay in one place and stick it out. But what it did serve, I worked in places that had so many different cultures.
Right.
So I worked in high end African American shops. I worked in the hood, right? I worked with the Caribbean folks. I worked like Jamaican,
Yeah.
Haitian. I worked with the Dominicans. I worked with the Puerto Ricans. I worked with, and then I worked in like trendy New York, Soho, or Upper East Side shops.
Okay.
So I went around the world just in my just in one city.
Right.
I went around the world in one city. I mean, what's the easiest way to be able to connect with people? Like for most people, it's like food or something like that. But
Yeah.
I was able to connect with people through cutting their hair, and so I made my way around the world just going to different shops in New York and different neighborhoods,
I bet you met
and
so many real interesting people, man. Huh?
met so many
Do you
people.
have any? Do you have any? I know this is asking you, but do you have any like cool stories of someone that you met that was like super interesting that you can remember off the top of your head right now?
Off the top of my head, someone super interesting. Man,
Besides me.
thank you. Yes, yeah. Well, a lot of my clients are super interesting, and um, as far as like remember, I can't remember an actual story right now, but man, I have some of the best conversations
Yeah, I bet.
with so many people, and the fact that that also led me to Sydney. I cut in Sydney barbershops.
Yeah, you did.
You know, I cut in Sydney, but I've worked downtown Sydney. I worked in what's that called? What's that the neighborhood?
Alexandria, or no?
Anyway, it's I worked in Sydney.
The one. Yeah, I remember I went to that one a few times when you
It was
worked
like
in it.
yeah,
It was
which
close to
was
where we were at in
mm-hmm,
Waterloo, right?
yep. So like, and then it's just crazy, man. And then at that point, I got to work with like Lebanese dudes, you know. And
Mm,
then another guy I worked with was Italian, and he showed me like so much stuff I didn't know.
really? Like in
Man,
regards to like how to cut hair and like different techniques.
bro, he was fire, bro. Like he was so fast, and his fades was like the extra crispiest fades, bro.
Really?
Yes, like his
And he
name
was
is
French,
No, he's Italian. His name was
Italian.
Vincenzo. Yep. And him and his wife, they invited me and Michaela over for dinner one night. We had the full on like what 5 course meal, full on Italian 5 course meal. They made my favorite dessert in the whole wide world, tiramisu.
I'm not a big fan of dessert, but you know what? More power to you.
Whatever. It's okay.
But I love Italian food, so I mean, yeah, I love Italian food, so I definitely would have went down into town with that stuff, bro. I
Yeah,
love it.
super good. But yeah,
So you did that, and then you went to Hillsong College, did songwriting for a bit. What, 3 years? You did 3 years, the full 3 years?
no,
No.
nah. So all right. So the thing is, remember I got there when you got there, right?
Yes, I remember that, but you said you ended up staying. You ended up not starting until another
Until the
semester, right?
semester, right? So I got there, and the reason I did not start the semester you were because I was operating in this. It's interesting. Okay. So I was operating in this place of like, I'm just going to go and do it on faith. All right. I had enough for my plane ticket and I had somewhat enough money to possibly make my tuition,
Right.
but I don't know how I was going to make it. So got there. I'm waiting for this money to fall out the sky, and I because I got there on a traveler's visa,
Right. Okay.
and
So you
so
didn't even
I'm
like do
I didn't like I didn't
a
do
study
the whole
visa.
thing. Yeah, I didn't do the study visa. I got there on a traveler's visa, and yeah, man. So I just got there and just like waited for this money to come, and I was freaking out. So what happened was I did not end up starting when you guys started, and I was waiting and nothing happened, and I was so upset. I thought like I didn't hear from God. I thought I was like I wasn't supposed to come here, but I stuck it out, and I ended up getting a job which I wasn't supposed to do.
Right.
And I wouldn't go. I wanted to do what I knew how to do. I wanted to go hustle,
Yep.
you know. So I went to this barbershop way out in some mall, neighborhood called Ashfield. It was so random. So I got this barbershop job, and I'm like, I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling. Um,
How much
and
charging for a haircut out there
I
for
think it
just a
was,
simple fade?
I think they were charging like 20, 25. It
Yeah,
wasn't
okay.
that in that barbershop. It wasn't in that mall in that random town. It wasn't a lot. It was cheap.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so I got out there. I was like hustling for like about a month or, but no, not a month, like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it was time to go ahead and put that deposit down for the next semester. And I still didn't have enough saved for it. And so I remember I was like, okay, cool. I'll be cool in like a week or two.
Mm.
And the owner was like, yeah, it's costing too much to keep you here.
Dang.
And so he let me go 2 weeks before the tuition was due.
Oh man.
And like just the night before, this was on a Monday, the night before, um, Grace, Grace Matthews,
Mm-hmm.
and shout out, rest in peace, Roxy.
Man. Rest in
Grace
peace.
and Roxy were at my flat, and I was telling them I was working. And they was like, "Aren't you on a visitors, a traveler's visa?" They're like, "You shouldn't do that. If you get caught, blah blah blah." And I was like,
Just like
"I I
Justin.
hear you, huh?
Just
What
like
happened?"
Justin.
Right, right, exactly. I was like, "I hear you, but I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
I'm going to take the risk." And so I did that. And then he let me go the next day because like I guess he wasn't making enough money off of me. And so I was like, crap, what I'm gonna do? I talked to one of my friends back home, and she's like, you about to like leave and just give up all that work you put in to get there? Like you held a fundraiser, you held a cut-a-thon to get there. Why don't you just hold another cut-a-thon to stay there?
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, I don't know nobody. She's like, Mike, you can make $2,000 in 2 weeks. I know you can.
It's true.
I was like, all right. Got on the phone with her, and I came with this thing called what is a hashtag 20 cuts. No, it wasn't 20 cuts. Hashtag 100 cuts. That's what it was. Hashtag 100 cuts. So
Right.
I charged $20 a head, and I needed to do 100 cuts, and I had is $2,000.
Dang.
Right, and I needed to have it. And by that time, because I spent I needed 2 weeks to do it, but I
Mm.
spent 1 week moping. Right. And then
As you do, yeah.
my friend put some fire in my ass. And so I was like, all right, so I had 1 week to do it. And so thank God I had the roommates I had because they was allowed us into school. You know what I'm saying? And so Lester, Jimmy, Ralph, Sam, they all got the word out. I'm like putting stuff on Instagram. I set up an appointment slot thing so people could book the appointment. And I set up a little barber corner in the apartment.
Dang.
Man, I cut so many people. I was like cutting day and night.
Yeah.
All right. Like I couldn't understand how many people was coming to me. I didn't even know these people, which is how I even met my wife.
Let's go.
And so I'm cutting all these people. And I remember I want to say that Alex Yosefa and Crystal Yosefa was my last clients. And they gave me their money and they left. And I literally just passed out on the floor, bro. I was so tired. I cut so many people. And so then yeah,
So
that's
you
how it
did
happened.
100 haircuts in 1 week.
I didn't even do 100, bro.
You
But
did more.
I had over the amount of money. People were just giving me more than what.
Really?
Yeah,
That's amazing, bro.
yep. People were just giving me more,
Did I help
and
out
then
at all? I probably didn't, man.
I don't know.
I was
I don't even
struggling.
remember.
I probably
I
struggled at the
remember.
same time too.
I remember my last clients, and I'm sure it was Alex and Chrissy Josefa.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this though, because a lot of people do this, man. A lot of people do the same thing that you did. I myself have done it as well.
What?
We say we're gonna go by faith, and then just do nothing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And like, what did you learn from this? You know, or what did you learn from that? Because I
Bro.
learned from that too. You know what I mean? I'll say what I learned, but I want to hear what you learned from it.
Bro, like I honestly want to get back to that. I'm so practical now, man.
Yeah.
I'm so practical, and like people have preached to me my whole life how practical I need to be, but this practical stuff is I don't feel like it's like who I'm supposed to be.
Mm,
And that craziness that I used to do, like as far as like just leaving New York and leaving my home and going to, I'm not even like, I don't even have the money to pay the tuition. I'm just go.
yeah. Right.
I like it to show up, and it did show up. I had to
Yeah.
spend one semester out, but so what? It
But it
showed
didn't just
up.
show up. It didn't show up with you just sitting down and doing nothing
It
either.
didn't, and I had to work.
Yeah.
But it happened.
But it happened,
it,
and look at the things that opened up. Like you met your
it,
wife through this. You know
I
what I
met my
mean?
wife through that,
Yeah.
and I met so many people, man. Like I met so many people, and like everybody has their own experience in college, right?
Right. Yep.
But nobody got my experience.
Yeah.
Like that one that I have this experience where majority of the city campus sat in my little corner nook in whatever flat or apartment, whatever you want to call it, that I was in. I saw pretty much a majority of the city campus.
Yeah. Go and
If
get.
I didn't, it felt
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Sure.
you know? And so,
I
yeah,
feel like
like,
once
man,
that happened, word of mouth just went to everybody. Like, hey, there's this guy that does it, and I feel
yeah,
like you're kind of pretty much set. I feel like I don't know if you
I
were, but
was set,
after
man.
that, because people kept hitting you up, right? I assume.
Yep, I was set. And um
Cuts by Syfax. I remember that, bro.
exactly. Cuts by Syfax. And I was just taking pictures of everybody I did, and and just those pictures would circulate, and that's just how things work. But yeah, man, like that whole faith thing, I want to get back to it. And I guess maybe it needed some maturity as
Mm,
well, because it were some things that I come from that name and claim it background,
yeah,
you know,
I know.
and sometimes there's some in between stuff that needs to happen,
Right. Yeah.
and so there's some maturity that happened to me where I realized, okay, what do I need to do? And as long as I know that I am maximizing the potential in me, that I'm maximizing everything I can do.
Yep.
And if I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I can't do no more, the rest has to be God because I don't know what to do,
Yeah,
and then that's it.
bro. I definitely agree. For me, I was in the same boat. I went to college with a lot of money because I sold my truck and I saved up a lot of money before, but
Mm-hmm.
I used it all up the first semester, bro, because I was still living my life there as if I was making money
Yep.
back in Texas, and
That
so
yeah.
I was just like, man, let's go out to eat. Let's go. I got you, all this stuff.
That routine was
You
like
know what
it
I
didn't
mean? And
stop.
so
Yeah.
once the semester ended, I was out of money, bro, and so it was like I need to get a job, and I was struggling because the only job I ever had was a mailman, and I worked
Yeah.
at Quiznos,
Mm-hmm.
so it was like there's no Quiznos there or whatever, and so for me, it went back to the faith, like, man, I trust God to give me a job,
Mm-hmm.
but what am I going to do in the meantime? I
Yeah.
can't just. And so for me, anytime I ever try to kind of describe faith, I use an example. I was like, look, I can believe God for a job, and but if I'm not fixing my resume, if I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
stores and all this to go apply at these jobs, then nothing's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and I once I get a job, I believe that God helped me get this job. But
Yeah,
faith without works is dead. You know what I mean? And so it's like
bro.
if I'm not working as well, and it's not saying that my work caused it, but it's saying I want to do everything in my power, like what you said, to do
Yeah,
what I can, and in the rest, God's gonna take care of it. And He opens
yeah.
these doors and opens these different situations, and people talk and all this stuff, and like look what happens. You know, even for you,
Mm-hmm.
you needed 100 haircuts, you did less than 100, but you still got the money.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like that's faith.
yeah.
You know, and
And
go ahead.
you know what else I was thinking? I just thought about this. Like we we know we need to do everything we can do,
Yeah.
right? And let's just talk about a capacity to think more, capacity to do more physically.
Hmm.
Like everybody's capacity is not the same.
Right.
And I think I'm learning this because like my wife and I were totally different. She grew up in the suburbs of Australia, and I grew up in Detroit.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, what do you mean you tired? What do you mean it's too much? You just started, like that. But her when she reached her level of capacity, as far as like what she can do mentally or physically,
Hmm.
I have to know that that's her threshold.
Right.
And that has been like some of the most challenging things that I've had to learn. That one, she's probably way better off than I was because we're like 9 years apart.
Right.
She's probably way better off than I was when I was her age,
Hmm.
you know? Um, and I no one was all in my face forcing me to hurry up and fast forward. And so I think as we say this whole thing of like do everything you can do, it's not saying
Do what
do
I can
everything
do.
do everything that person next to you can do or what
Right.
I can do, like
Yep.
do everything actually that you can do.
That's so good. That's
you
so
know
good. And it's so hard to remember that sometimes with other
yeah,
people. You know, like
right,
you get so mad at them, like, I can do this, why can't you? And it's
yeah,
like, no, we're
yeah,
all different.
yeah,
We've all been brought up. We've all had these different things that we've gone through, and it's like it's brought us to where we're at now.
yeah,
But it doesn't mean that they're any less than who you are. It just means that they have different capacities in different areas than what you
exactly.
can do. You know, like,
Yep, everybody has different
yeah.
capacities. The owner of the barbershop I work at, like, I know I can run a barbershop, but can I run it as well as he? This dude is a marketing branding genius, man. He's up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Grinding.
He's opened 3 locations, working on
Wow.
his fourth one. Has 2 coffee shops, about to open a ice cream shop.
Shh.
Like,
During the
this guy,
pandemic.
bro. He's just constantly, constantly,
Yeah,
constantly,
wow.
constantly going, and like to the point of his wife was like, "Don't buy another thing," you know. And like I look at him, I'm like, "That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have that."
What's the name of the barbershop?
Detroit Barbers.
Detroit
Yeah,
Barber.
Detroit
Shout out
Detroit
to
Barber
Detroit
Detroit
Barbers.
Barber Co.
Detroit Barber Co. Shout
Yeah,
out to them. I'll put them on that. I'll put their IG on there too. Shout
sweet.
them out. That's cool, bro. I love that, man. So barbershop, went to college, did songwriting, did barbershop in the meantime to
Mm-hmm.
make that money.
Yep.
Um, what was the reasoning why you went to college? What did you want to get from that?
Um. Well,
We all have our we all have our reason why, and then at the very end, we
yeah,
have a different reason. I'm like, wow, this is really why I came.
yeah. I said that I wanted to go because I guess I wanted to be in ministry. That's what I
Yeah.
said. I wanted to be in ministry, and I'm really good at fooling myself. I'm so good at fooling myself. Like I will believe my own lie.
Yeah,
Right?
that's fair.
And I told myself I just want to be in ministry. I want to serve God, you know? But honestly, I didn't feel like I could make it in the recording industry because I tried so hard, nothing was
Mm,
happening.
right.
And so maybe I could make it in the Christian music industry
Right.
since, you know, the grandparents and the great aunts and uncles always say, you need to sing for the Lord, baby. You need to
Yeah.
sing for.
I've listened to the same record for the past 20 years, right?
Yeah. And so that's when I got there. And it's so weird, man, how You know how like God whispers something in your ear and tell you something, and you fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Oh, that means this then. So I
Yeah.
got there, and it wasn't long. I was there, and I was singing on platform,
Yeah.
and like singing like with the bands and stuff like that. I mean, my first time singing at Hillsong in New York was I was background vocals, but I was singing with Joel.
Yeah. Right. Wow.
And for me, it's just like I don't know. I made so many things mean things because I was just like two Spiro, just extra Spiro. But anyway, but I got there and I had like a nice little coast as I started to enter in singing every week, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And and all of a sudden, eventually a new crew come in,
Yep.
and it's time for you to phase out.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
eventually a new crew, new semester or two, they come in, and it's time for you to phase out.
Yep.
And yeah, you still get you still get on every now and then, but it's not your turn anymore because
Mm.
you got to that experience has to be shared because other people needs that experience
Yep.
and to grow and to even to bring out the good and the ugly in them.
Yep.
You know,
It's very humbling.
it's very humbling and but yeah, I did that and it was
So
cool.
at the end of college, what did what did you figure out, or was there something that kind of like stuck to you that's like, wow, this is one of the main reasons why I was here, even though I did not see it coming. This is what I needed.
Yeah, I may have gotten an answer before. I probably forget it
Yeah,
because like I know I got my wife.
for sure. I mean, bro, that's a big thing too. That's like, bro,
I know I got my
that's your life,
wife.
bro. That's your
Yeah,
life.
I got my wife. Um, Other than that, I would say that
Friendships, bro.
I
I feel
made
like
like great
friendships.
friendships, man. I made friends with people that to change actually like I know I've helped change some people's lives and so many people have changed my life.
Yeah,
like like one story that I have, like it's so crazy about being quiet because quiet people can when they speak, man, it's like the whole world stops.
bro. That's how I am because I'm so quiet.
Shut
I'm
the
so
hell up.
the whole world stops
So
every time I talk.
I was my roommates was one of my pair of roommates were a married couple,
Uh huh.
right? And Johnny and Elsa, they were from Germany, from
Interesting.
Cologne, Germany. And so Elsa, Johnny's wife, she was super quiet, super meek, right? And she hardly said a lot of things.
Right.
But when she would say things, and I remember she's told me three things that I felt like the world stopped, and I was like it was like slow motion or something, and I knew it was from God. So first time, I one of the times I was eating something, and I was I was trying to be healthy,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And I was eating something, and she says, "I don't think you should have that." And I was like, "What? Why?" And I really didn't pay
I'd be
attention.
so
I was
pissed. I'd be
like,
like, what? What are you talking about? This is my food.
"Yeah."
Hey, eat what you
she's
want to
like,
eat. I'll eat what I want to eat.
she's like, but do whatever you want to do. I don't think you should have that. So she's laughing at that,
Yeah.
and so I Google, this, and I remember googling it. I think it was like blackstrap molasses or something, or was it chia seeds? I don't know. I went through so many like health phases,
Yeah.
but I just know she told me, and I like Google something, and like
By the way,
apparently it
hold
was
on.
all
Time
these
out. Wait.
side
By the
effects.
way,
Yeah.
there is one thing that you told me to do in regards to skin that I always remember. I still do to this day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's three things: Saint Ives scrub.
Uh-huh.
Um. I forgot what it's called, but I have it in my restroom right now, and I've been doing it a lot lately. I haven't done it. I didn't do it back in the day, but I've been doing it a lot lately. It's the that clear stuff that you put on your face. What is it called?
Toner.
Yeah, the toner.
Yeah.
Specifically, which one was it that you said?
I said the witch hazel one.
Witch hazel. Yep, that's the one I
Yeah.
use. And
Mm-hmm.
then the third one was peroxide for anything like. Did you say that or no? Never
That
mind.
way,
You didn't say that.
the benzoyl peroxide just for acne, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last. So my it's always about cleanse, tone, moisturize. That's
yeah. Moisturizer.
cleanse, tone,
Yeah.
yeah. And so
Anyways,
yeah,
keep going, bro.
so yeah. The second thing she said was, Michaela had dropped some lunch off for me one time,
Uh-huh.
and I wasn't home, so Elsa let her in to put it in the refrigerator. And I was probably a bit of an asshole to to Michaela,
Uh,
and she's super passionate and she loves a lot, and I don't come from that. And so Elsa saw I came in. She's like, Michaela dropped off food for you. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And she goes, she really loves you. And that was it.
yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, wow, I got okay. I just felt like it was so much conviction.
Yeah.
And then I remember the third one was she just came up to me and she said, have you ever heard of the Total Money Makeover? And I'm like, no. She's like, hold on. And she goes to their room, brings out the book. You
Did
should
they
read
round you?
this. Yeah. She's like, you should read this.
I'm dead.
And that was it, bro. We never like talked about anything.
Wow.
But it was always her like pretty much correcting me.
Yeah.
And they were like great like corrections.
Well, did you find anything about the food?
I think it was chia seeds.
But like, was
I
it
was
bad for
eating.
you or what?
No, it's the way I was having it. I would just sprinkle it on stuff and eat it. And
Right.
I believe the problem was that they were expanding in my body, which causes
Mm,
bloat. And they need to soak in something before you eat them
right.
because they expand. So it's like if you just eat them on something and you like, just put it in your body,
If she
it's
knew
like
that, why didn't she just say that?
you getting chia seed pudding. That's all she did, bro. She just,
That's
said a
fire. It's
little.
like Jesus, bro. Jesus
I
always just said
know.
parables and wouldn't tell you what he
She
really
she
meant.
left she left cliffhangers.
Yeah. Wow, that's so
Yeah.
good, bro. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that even like because you're still in some group chats with your past roommates, and so am I from
Mm-hmm.
college, and we always say, bro, at the end of it all, because there's been a lot of people who definitely hated college and stuff like that, and of
Yeah.
course there were some things, as you go through college, people forget that it was vocational studies. It wasn't a university, and it wasn't
Yeah.
like people, I guess, automatically assumed it was going to be like some kind of university. But anyways, at the end of the day, people were pissed off because they didn't get what they wanted. But for us, we're like, bro, we got the best thing ever, and it's friendships. And like our
Yeah.
friendships are gonna be lifelong, and it's gonna be like so good in the future. Like even like
Mm-hmm.
once we get married and all that, we're gonna be together again. That's probably the only time we'll probably ever see each other again. But it's like so cool because every time we hang out with them or talk to them, it's like we're back to where we started, and it's like we
Yep.
never left. And it's
Yeah.
just great friendships that keep you accountable, that helped you grow and continue to help you grow to this time to this
Definitely.
day. And I think it's so great. And if all else fails, you find some of your best friends at
Man.
college.
Man.
And
And like it's like lifers. So it's like it's certain people, honestly, bro. I don't have to ever talk to them. But I know when I like if I need to talk to a particular
yeah,
person,
yeah,
like my man, if I need to figure some shit out.
Warren. Oh,
Not Warren, but Warren's my man. Warren's my bro though. I love Warren.
same.
I don't even know if you remember him. His name is Cooper Allen.
Yeah, bro, that guy was great, man.
Man,
Legend.
Cooper, bro. If I need to talk
He's
something
married,
out,
right?
like yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he married Kristen, man.
Who's
Yep.
Kristen?
Yeah, she went to college too.
There's so many Kristens I don't remember. I don't know
Yeah.
which one's
She was
which.
from New York. She was from New York. But anyway,
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes. Okay.
yep. But yeah, man, like that's my guy, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good, bro. Um, bro, what's I talking about your career? Because you've done a lot of stuff, and now you're into something else now, right? You've been studying some things, and now what are you
Yeah,
doing
man.
now?
I'm ready. I am right now. Have been studying UX design and UI. I so what happened was I started off going to like a coding boot camp.
Right.
Did that. That was stressful. And I was like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
Right.
Right. I was like, but the part about it that I like the design part. And so I decided to go back into courses and study user experience design and user interface design.
Yeah. Right.
And so yeah, so that's
It's
what
been
I'm doing
fun.
right now. It's fun, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like I've met some really cool people. I am and should be getting a job soon.
Oh, that's
In
fire,
it, my
bro.
first job in it, yeah.
Hopefully you coming out here to the Bay or maybe to Austin.
You never know. Oh, guess what?
What?
So I'm not saying this is me filling in the blanks. You know how something happens
Yeah.
in your life and you just like make the
Mm-hmm.
story real long. Anyway, a few weeks ago on Battle Ready podcast, which is a podcast with Aaron McManus and Irving McManus of Mosaic,
Okay.
they announced them having the Mosaic houses, and they
Right.
Mosaic houses pretty much you open like these different places.
Like a church home.
Everybody can have a Mosaic house, a church home in
Right.
whatever city you're in, right? And the Mosaic house can be in your house. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. I That's pretty much that's the church I go to online. It's
Right.
Mosaic, and yeah, I reached out, and yeah, I've been in communication, and it looks like me and Michaela's house is going to be a Mosaic house.
Really, that's awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
That's so cool, man. Y'all do
yeah,
great. I know y'all do great doing it, man. Y'all are
yeah,
lovable people and definitely great hosts, and I think it's gonna be great for y'all. So stoked for
yeah.
that.
It's gonna be really cool. I'm excited for it. Yeah.
That's great, man. Um, yeah, bro. How's Let me ask you this, because
Ask.
when did you get married? How old were you
Um,
when you got married? Sorry, I missed that.
um. So this 2021, I got married 2019. I think. Yeah.
And how old were you
Yeah.
then?
That was what 37,
Right.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Let me ask you, how was it, bro? Because I know for some of us guys, bro, we get into that thing. It's like, bro, are we ever gonna get married? And if we are, like, or
Bro,
if should we just give up and just kind of like just stay single the rest of our lives? I
I
feel
give
like
up.
that was a. I don't know if you've ever gone through that journey or not, but kind of what was in your mindset during those times when you weren't married, and
Yeah.
like how did you get past that?
So, um, for a while, like I was single probably. Well, it's a big gap that I was single, like in my like maybe like from 25 to 28 or something like
Uh huh.
that. At 29, I don't know. And I met this girl, and bro, I was just like completely just like addicted to her,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. And because it didn't work out, I thought I'll never find somebody again,
Jeez.
because like
Yeah.
I didn't think I could ever feel that way about somebody ever again. Then I could realize that you actually don't want to. The way I felt about it, you actually
You
don't
don't
want to
want
feel
to feel
that
that
way.
way.
You
Okay.
don't want to feel that
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
somebody. Like it's there's love and affection,
Hmm.
and then there is pretty much like idol worship,
Right.
and that's where I was. And the reason is because like I thought I finally found a person, and because it didn't work out with her, I'm like, it's over. I never
Yeah.
find somebody. And so anyway, and that didn't stop me from like just hanging out and dating,
Right.
but it was like whatever. It was like I was like very blasé about it,
Indifferent.
very just indifferent, like
Yeah.
whatever. Just something to do. And then getting like meeting Michaela, um, bro, I kid you not, like I was not about to like I was not going to like go further with her. I just like
Yeah.
hanging out with her as my friend. I wasn't going to go further with her at all
Were you
because
attracted to her when you first met her and
I
all
was
that?
attracted. Like, bro, I saw her. I remember like I cut her hair,
Uh.
and I thought she was cute. And then one day I was saw her in front of the building where we went to school at,
Yeah.
and I was across the street, and she seemed so different from me, but not. She seemed like, let me change that. She seemed like who I was in the inside, but I couldn't let show.
Right. Right. Interesting.
You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
and like she looked like my soul, if that makes
Wow.
sense.
Yeah.
But and I when I saw her, it looked like freedom,
Wow.
because if I can get with her, then I can let the part of me that is like her out,
Right.
and so I went after her, and because she was so different, so quirky, so out of the box, people were just like, like, nah, you go to the next person, not her, whatever, like that. And I almost believed it, because the outer shell, the representative, like, okay, cool, yeah, yeah, I won't. And so I was trying to, my ego was not trying to go in that direction,
Right.
but my soul wanted to go in that direction. And I remember one morning I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I like God showed me this picture, and I had this vision of Michaela on a football field,
Mm.
and it was empty stadium, but she's on the football field and she's just standing there, and I'm in the parking lot, so like tailgating,
Right.
and I hear, you either join her on the field or leave the premises.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't want to join her on the field. I'm fine right here. I'm happy right here.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no other option. And I was really like, I don't want to. I don't want to. This is like I don't think this is gonna work. And at that moment, God just began to show me the beauty that is in her and how he started showing me who she is.
Mm.
And so I went for it. And that was in faith. And he has revealed more and more and more as long as we've been together, and it hasn't been easy.
Right.
It hasn't been easy at all, but like I'm so sure that that's my girl.
Yeah.
And as far as like me getting married at 37, dude, I don't give a damn about other people's pressure.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Even before, like you didn't ever before.
I understand, like, I thought about it, but it didn't stick with me a lot.
Right. Okay.
Like it probably agitated me, and
Yeah.
maybe
For
I probably
sure.
had like a little insecurity about it. But overall,
Yeah.
no, like I just don't like. It's just about not caring, because like people are going to try to box you into this mode, and you know that like it's all kinds of modes. Like the culture that you're a part of, you're supposed to be married by now,
Yeah. That's true.
and that's just the culture you're a part of. You can't change that culture. That culture is set,
Yeah.
you know. And but the beauty that I found is that with me being with Michaela, we can cultivate our own culture,
Yeah. That's fair, bro. That's
you know.
awesome. That's so good.
Yeah,
Do you feel like since being with her and stuff like that, do you feel like your soul has been able to open up more and show who you really are, kind of like who she is?
bro, let me tell you,
Talk to me.
no one no one knows me like Michaela.
No one,
Yeah.
no one, no one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, like I got 1,000 different characters in
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah,
Thousand.
I definitely know that for sure.
I got 1,000 different characters, bro. She's seen all of them.
That's so good, bro. Michaela's
Yeah.
amazing, bro. She's great, and she's even better to put up with you too. So I love that.
I know, right? Because I think about that all the time. Like when
Yeah.
I'm like pissed off, I'm like, get on my damn nerves, shit. And
Bro,
then I'm
I
like,
love that. I love that shirt that you're
oh,
wearing.
thanks, man. Yeah, Detroit is the new black, bro. See,
Where'd you get that from?
a store downtown Detroit. It's called Detroit is the new black.
I want to get one, bro. That's fire, bro.
Yeah, I'll
I,
I'll send you one. You send me the money.
yeah, I'll send you a mug, bro. Let them know a Joe mug, and
Yeah, man,
no,
we'll
I'm just kidding.
see.
No, I'm just
But
kidding.
yeah,
That's so cool, bro. That's so
yeah,
good, bro. I love that, man. I love y'all story, and I think blessings on that, and I think it's gonna be great. Like even though it's already been great, it's gonna get even better. As y'all grow even more together and stuff like that. It's so
yeah.
good. A few other things I wanted to kind of like put on your plate and see, if you want to chat about that. First of all, we did talk about a little bit about, or we talked about a little bit over the phone call last week. You were saying how you're kind of learning to not be okay, and the whole journey of like even like what's the word of seeing like um what do they call like not psychiatrists, what are they called,
Therapist.
therapists, and doing all
Hmm.
that stuff, that whole journey.
Yeah,
um you said that you're starting to like learn more about that and stuff like that. Do you
yeah,
mind kind of like chatting about that little journey so far, and
yeah. No
and
problem.
how that's been? because
Yeah,
because you were saying also how it's not a normal thing for us men and stuff like that, and to talk
yeah,
about that stuff, and so maybe hear a little bit about that too.
yeah. So honestly, it's weird because me, I'm the beginning. of the millennial generation.
Right.
All right, I'm born in '81. All right, so it's like the beginning of the millennial generation, and why I do relate to millennials. What's their I don't even know the generation before millennials. So like
Like the next
generation
one after us, after millennials,
the one before us, actually the one before us. Like
boomers.
also boomers, I guess. So I'm like I'm part boomer,
Yeah.
part millennial. Like I'm on this cusp, right?
Right.
So I understand the boomers completely,
Mhm.
but I understand the millennials, the millennial culture as well. And what I realized, like, and the thing is, like, I don't know what happened. Once I went to Hillsong,
Uh,
all my friendships were like 7 to 10 years younger than me.
yeah.
And
That's
and
fair.
like it continued even back in Detroit. Like I don't even have the same friends that I grew up with. Like
Right.
majority of them don't even live here, and and just like we just different lifestyles, right?
Yeah.
But so I realized like it was a big part of me that had to understand. I just didn't understand. First of all, it's like, why is everybody so extra sensitive and always talking about they got anxiety and stuff like that? Like, they don't
Yeah.
make no damn sense. And I was like, but I know I've had it, but I didn't think it was a thing that I need to like
Right.
go to see somebody about. And I've had like, of course, I didn't even know what to call it. I just knew that my stomach was doing weird stuff and my heart was beating at like
Right.
fast
Yeah.
rates, and I was like, oh, I need to calm down. Like I've to the point I've had it so bad where it led me to like acid reflux,
Yeah. Wow.
like really
Yeah.
bad like stomach stuff. So but I didn't know what to call it, and I just thought I needed to chill out. And cast my cares on the Lord.
Yeah. Come on, man. Just
you
pray
know,
about it and it'll go away.
that pray about it's gonna go away and be anxious for nothing. So that's
Yeah.
what I thought, because how I grew up.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, and like just getting to know like my friends here back in Detroit, and then like the friends I've made since I've moved back from Australia,
Uh,
and my wife, and understanding mental health, and just like this is the thing of our generation. And it took me some letting some old thoughts go and understanding new ones. It took like I had to like do a switch,
right.
because it started to realize like, dang, how is it that most of the people I know have mental health issues? And then it's like, oh wait, I got some stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I got some stuff too. Like
Yeah.
I'm still exploring
Well,
things.
even like what I said earlier about how you always created that escape route, you
Yeah.
know, that's
Always
something
I
to
was
dig
like,
into.
bro,
Yeah.
I know where everything is, so I can like hurry up and like get somewhere and like, and bounce. But yeah, so with that, we've both started the journey of therapy.
Wow.
She has someone local. I've done Talkspace, you know.
What's
And
Talkspace?
Talkspace is a online
Okay.
platform for therapy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
My
it's
my
really
job
cool.
was actually offering this thing for us. It's called Ginger, and
Uh-huh.
it's a thing where we can it's a thing we can either text, or you can do phone calls, or you can do video chats with someone 24/7, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
365 days. And it's like anytime you need to talk to somebody, or even they have even life coaches and all that for free. That's my job is offering, which is really cool. But
Okay.
anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Talk to me.
What happens in your podcast when someone needs to use the restroom?
Um, it's never happened before. Never happened before in my entire life. You need to go?
No, I actually
Amazing.
do.
Um, we're actually pretty much almost done.
It's fine.
If
It's
you don't
fine.
mind holding it for a little bit more, and then
I
we
got
can.
you. I got you.
That's fire, bro. I love that. We're almost done. If you don't mind finishing this thought, and then we can actually
Yeah.
go from there and then end it
No,
up.
cool. So yeah, I
That's pretty
yeah
much
we
it,
so
right? Because you
we
said
no
you're
we started we
yeah
started doing therapy, and I think we started reading some books as well.
yeah
Started to understand, like, and like it's so many different things out there. Like we studied the Enneagram thing.
right
I
yeah
know. I thought I was a 3 for the longest. Found out I was a 9. Michaela thought she was a 9. Found out she was a 2. All kinds of stuff like that. So it's like it's just a bunch of like digging and researching
Yeah.
to find out like, how do we best do this thing together. It hasn't been easy. It's a lot of things that I am so clueless about. But I'm learning,
Yeah.
and she's learning too. And yeah,
That's so good, bro. And I think, so many times, in the past, you were never introduced to this stuff. My parents probably were never introduced to this stuff either, therapy and stuff like that. And
yeah,
if there were, it was more of like, no, we just rely on God and just pray and we should be okay. And it's like, no, it's not
exactly.
true. It's more than that. Like, yes, God's there and Holy Spirit's there, and we have that, we have him there for that. But I think it's the same thing with faith that we go back to. It's like faith without works is dead. And yes, I trust God to help me when I'm depressed. And yes, I trust God to be there for me when I feel like just life is going wrong. But
Yeah,
we have these resources that are here that you've given us wisdom for to actually enjoy as well. Like
yep,
if we're sick and we're hurt, we're gonna go to the doctor because they've had the wisdom to do this stuff and all that.
yep,
Why are we not doing the same thing for mental health as well? You know what I mean?
exactly. It's a very practical thing.
Exactly. And there's
Very
nothing wrong with
practical
it.
thing. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with it. It's like you're just talking to somebody like what you would usually do with anybody, And
yeah,
so I love it, bro. And I'm definitely so grateful that, or so happy that you're actually going through this journey and you're finding the positive in it, and having to
yeah,
change your mindset, but it's still so good for us. And I think it's going to be a great journey for you and Michaela and for us, that are still on that journey too of making
yeah.
decisions as well.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a good journey, man. Like, and it's not, like I said, it's not easy. And it
yeah,
takes a lot of work,
for
a lot
sure.
of understanding, and mercy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great, bro. But bro, thank you so much for being on here. There's so much more I want to talk about, and so much more we can talk about and spend time with. But I don't get a certain amount of I don't get a certain amount of time, but I have to pay more if I do end up, spending more time talking to you. So we're gonna chat again though. We'll chat again for sure in the future
let's do it.
and come back and see where you're at with the whole coding, UX stuff and all that, but also just in life with Michaela and stuff like that. But bro, miss you so much, and I'm so glad to talk to you and
It's
I
you
hope we
too,
can do
man.
this again soon, bro. And like I said before, I love you so much, and I think it's so great to see where you're at now, and from where we first met there in Australia, and just where you're at now, and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It's just so good, bro. And
you
I'm so
too,
happy
man.
for you, bro. So happy for you, legit.
Happy for you too. I'm glad you're doing this. This is awesome.
Thank you, bro.